and everyday hugot quotes. G, tara na! Usap tayo! Bring your own baon, bring your own hugot. The Hugot Hour with Father J-Boy and friends gathers every Monday at 6:30 to 8 in the evening. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
To open our eyes and ears that we may see the face of Christ and hear His voice in our midst. For 28 years, Jesuit Communications has been promoting the Catholic faith and serving the nation through both traditional and new media. Hear us tackle national issues in light of Christian values on Usapang Kapatid, Pasakalye, and Radio Veritas. Watch our uplifting reflections on Kapet Pandasal and The Word Exposed, as well as our acclaimed TV specials. Listen to the inspiring and soothing music of Jesuit Music Ministry's original artists as you read our spiritually enriching books. To learn more about JustCom's mission of evangelization and education, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and our website, justcom.ph. To give a face to the faceless and a voice to the voiceless, that we may recognize Christ in them and hear His story in theirs.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atin sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugo, todo sa kayod, tunong at tulong, ipag the Blue Eagle, galing, hiting at tigil.
If it's entertainment you crave, catch us on New Wave. Surfing through the latest on our shores. New Wave. Every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. New Wave. See you there. Hello, everyone. Good evening, which is so weird to say. Coming to you live on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM via Zoom. I'm Max, and when it comes to what's happening, I'll serve you the facts. So please take the next few minutes to sit back and relax because this is New Wave and we're here on a Thursday. So very quickly, thank you to Mind Ed and to Sir Justin for helping us get this slot. Now, October is known as Mental Health Awareness Month, and this doesn't mean we only become mindful in October, but it's a time to raise even more awareness and start even more conversations about reminding people that our minds are something to take care of year-round. And one medium that we always turn to is music. So today we will be discussing and celebrating this collaboration between Star Music and Singapore's AOR Global in advocating for mental health through this inspiring collaboration. An EP called My Safe Place, and discussing this EP today are the artists from here and abroad who are behind it. So please welcome our very own singer-songwriter Trisha Denise, pop soul singer and streamer Lumi, and then from Singapore, independent singer and passionate mental health advocate Kiri, singer-songwriter Kotoji, and finally singer-songwriter from both here in Singapore, Marianne Carmel. So Hello, everyone. Hi, girls. It's so nice to see you.
Hi, nice to see you too. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Very excited for this collaboration. So, for those who came from Singapore, welcome to the Philippines. And
Thank you.
thank you. And for all of you, I know that it's been a very full week and you're only halfway through. So, for all of you, how has the past month been in terms of like promotions and preparing for this EP and of course traveling back and forth? So, anyone can go first.
Well, I would say it's been quite an eventful month for us in October. Besides the fact that the songs are coming out, behind the scenes, we were working on a lot of like content. And of course, we were preparing for our 12th October concert that was centered around the EP, where we actually performed tracks from the project and our own originals as well. So, that was like a really huge event for us. And I think coming here, we've been very, very fortunate and very grateful for all the opportunities we've been having in terms of getting to talk about this project. Since this is really for mental health, is not just an EP in itself. Part of our digital streaming revenues actually go to nonprofit organizations in both Singapore and the Philippines. So for Philippines, it's Bantai Bata. For Singapore, it's Samaritan's of Singapore and Chanyo Counseling Center, of which both were from Comchess's recommendation. So we're really, really grateful to be able to spread awareness through this EP. And when you're listening to it, you're not just having a safe space for yourself or a safe place for yourself, but you're also helping other people with that safe place. So yeah, I mean, if anyone else would like to talk about this experience.
It's been really crazy because I'm usually based in Singapore, and to be able to go down here to perform for the first time for my family was so crazy to me. Like I finally was able to show like my work, I guess. So it's been super nuts of being able to work with like amazing songwriters like Trisha and Lumi, and also to see how the industry works here, because it's so much bigger and there's so much more people, and I feel like the people here in the Philippines really, really appreciate the arts and music. So that was like a huge, like pleasant surprise for all of us from Singapore.
Well, that's nice to hear. So,
I
anyone else
think
want to
Marianne
add?
has said most of it, but this is actually my first time traveling by myself, kind of without my
wow.
family, and also my first time in the Philippines. So it's been an amazing journey. It can get scary sometimes, but I'm really lucky to have, my girls with me. Yeah, and like Trisha and Lumi has been showing us around. So Philippines is really a beautiful place. The food is great, the people are great. It's really, really nice.
Bringing up food, what's the best thing you've tried so far?
Oh my god.
Let's go. I wanna hear it.
Champurrado.
Really? Wow.
Yes. I've had it every morning since we've arrived, and I will
Wow.
continue to have it for the rest of our stay every morning. Yeah. I am very worried for when I go back. I'm like, how am I gonna
I think in particular she eats it with tuyo as well.
Oh,
and
tuyo and champurrado.
yeah, or like
Or
bilis. Or bilis. Like the closest thing we can probably do in Singapore is to find bilis. Yeah, ikan bilis.
But it's like the chocolate.
That's the chocolate thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's quite funny because like Kiri is the perfect person to ask about food, because we've literally just been like making her try all of the weird food. After our concert, like we got her penoy sabaw,
Mhm.
and then we tried isa, we tried lengua,
Wow.
kohol. Yeah, she ate everything. Super down
Amazing.
for anything.
And props for being adventurous as well. So, anyone else would like to add before we unpack the songs?
I think, if anything, it's just been a really wonderful experience, because not just the fact that we are advocating for something that we really believe in. I think through this project as well, we've gotten to know each other a lot more, and we've really bonded over this experience.
Okay. So, I'm not sure if it's me who lagged or them who lagged, but for now, we'll wait for them to come back. The EP My Safe Space, once again, is a collaboration between Star Music and AOR Global, which is based in Singapore. So the artists we have today are from both Singapore and the Philippines, in case you missed it. And this is available for streaming on the usual streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. So you guys can go check that out. They have lyric videos, they have music videos, and they also have other content such as other interviews and videos from their stay here and some of their shows in Singapore. So those are things to check out. Okay, we'll wait for them to return to Zoom. So while waiting, those are things we can all check out, and we'll see you in a bit. Can you guys hear me?
The best. Yeah.
No problem. It's okay. We'll do our
Yeah.
best to make it work. So I think now is the perfect time to talk about My Safe Space, which is your EP, and let's discuss it as a group first. Because every time I see like your videos together, your promos together, you guys always look like you're having so much fun. Na as an audience member, you do feel safe watching. So how was this group formed to begin with? Whose idea was it? How did it come to be? So,
So,
Kotoji, you're the
when
project
we were-
manager. So you start.
sorry if I cut you off accidentally, by the way.
No
Again, we apologize for like the connection issues, but
No
to answer
worries.
your question, basically, done from like AR Global, and we also work together with Star Pop on this. So we really wanted to get art, really believed in spreading awareness and destigmatizing the conversation around it. And so I think all of us inherently already do that on a daily basis, whether that's publicly as, public figures or even our own daily lives. And so that's kind of how we all got together to be on this project, really. And we're all very grateful to have this opportunity.
Yes, that's great. So I'd like to hear from the other members also. From your perspective, please explain the concept of this EP. Like, why is it called My Safe Place? And all of that, especially because you guys are from different areas, literally. Maybe we can start with Trisha, since she was the first song on the record.
You guys to explain.
Part of the Philippine experience is slow Wi-Fi, and I think we're seeing that today. But not to worry, the girls are still here. We're just waiting for them to come back. Actually, if you're in the area of BGC, they do have a show at exactly 7:30. So in 20 minutes, they will be
What's the
hopping on.
concept of My Safe Place? The entire EP?
There, you're back. Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We'll make this work. Okay, I think it cut off again. So,
Oh no.
okay,
Are we
there.
gone?
There. You're back. You're back. Just your voices are back, but that's okay.
Are we back?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
No problem. There's no need to apologize for the bad vibe.
I'm
It's not
so
your fault.
sorry.
It's okay.
Are you talking about the My Safe?
Yes, the concept of the E EP.
Are we talking about the My Safe Place EP?
Yes.
The My Safe Place EP. To put it simply, we all have our individual. For my track, it's the first track entitled Cracks, and it talks about embracing your flaws and imperfections and just going through life. Stick with you. It's with you. Your feeling of brokenness. You can't get away from that feeling. So you just
Yes,
push
that's
through
right.
life, embrace it, enjoy the journey, because even if you have it, it's okay. we're all human beings. We're all just figuring out how to live this world. So that's the message of the song. And I think I want to leave the girls for their own songs.
Yes, but
And
alright.
the message of
Mm-hmm.
the song is, telling people that you are loved and you're not
Mm-hmm.
alone in this world.
Yeah.
Sometimes we
Mm.
do feel like we're burdened every time we share our problems.
Okay, so as of right now, they got to talk about two of their songs, which I was able to catch properly. Okay.
People, so we tend to in this world. And yes, that's the message of surrender.
Yes. Surrender was a very nice song. So the next song is Get Well Soon.
Again, this is soon
Oh wow,
is
you guys are moving again.
about um you know, a lot of the times we're pretty hard on ourselves.
Okay, so
Max,
don't worry, you guys have time to reconnect for a little bit
yes.
because it's choppy again and we may not be able to hear the stories of the rest, but we were able to get the stories of the first three songs. So for the audience, to reiterate, Cracks is about embracing your own imperfections and knowing that there is nothing wrong with you despite these imperfections. That's actually what makes you you and what makes you stronger. The song Surrender is a song about letting go and surrendering. Actually, what stood out to me about this song is the song Surrender takes surrendering to a different level by instead of making it a sign of weakness, it instead is a sign of empowerment. That sometimes you just have to let go, you have to accept your feelings in order to work through them. And then the third song, which was sung by Kiri, is a song called Get Well Soon. And the song is, as the title says, a song about telling yourself that it will get well soon, things will get better. And nice, on right on time. They're back. So when you girls are ready, just unmute and then we can head into the fourth song, which is Survive by Kotoji, which is also a very unique song because it was very dreamy. It felt like a late night thought process type of thing. And what was very interesting about the song to me also was how it was arranged and how it was produced. If you're familiar with Owl City, it had that very late night dreamy vibe and the lyrics were written from a second person point of view. So it really felt like the singer was singing to you as an audience member. So don't forget, these are songs that you will see if you're in BGC tonight where they will be performing. Now, I'm still waiting for them to reconnect. There are two more songs on the EP. The next one is called Wish That I Could Tell Me by my there. Okay, you're moving, you're back.
Can you hear us?
Perfect.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, no
They
problem.
really
It's okay.
they really want to give the suspense today, They
I know,
really want to
right?
give suspense. We're so
Right, yeah.
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So, all right. Let's start let's go backwards this time. Let's start with Marianne, since that's the song I was about to unpack. So,
Okay.
Marianne, your song, I love the imagery of your song because like you started out with the feeling of tightness in your chest, and that is a feeling that people know too well. And you even talk to your younger self in this song, which I found very creative and very cute. So, from your perspective, there was this line that stood out, which is, you've heard it all before. Because when we do encourage our friends, we could end up sounding redundant sometimes. So, for you, as a person, as a friend, how can we make our reassurances not sound so empty? How can we make them sound so heartfelt? Because even if they are
Um,
heartfelt, there, continue.
Sometimes I feel like when your friend is sharing something with you, what they also need is to be listened to.
Yes.
So, not necessarily all the time that you would need reassurance. Pero, sometimes naman po, pagka reassurance talaga yung kailangan, it really doesn't matter like how many times you say it. Minsan po, kailangan pa rin nilang marinig. So, I do make it a point to validate my friends whenever
Of
they need
course.
something. And especially for this song, kasi I wrote it for a younger version of myself.
Yeah.
Kasi I know na back then when I was 19 years old, I was in a totally different headspace. I wouldn't have believed it from anyone except for myself. Kasi especially now
That's
that I'm
nice.
25, I have learned a lot more and I'm a lot more confident as a person. I've learned how to cope with like my inner demons and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like if it could come from anyone to reassure me, it would be myself. So kaya ko po sinulat yun from that perspective. Para din po yung mga tao na na-experience na yun today or now, malalaman din po na in the future, there is a light at the end of the tunnel and that version of yourself will be looking back to you now with that same form of like love and affection and like
Yes.
tenderness.
Yes, that's so true. And sometimes it's also very different hearing it from yourself. Like there are these certain, like in the song, how you said, I'd like to hold myself and tell you that things are going to be okay. When other people tell it to you, it gives a very different effect from when you tell it to yourself because somehow there's a different level of conviction with it being happening to you and by yourself. So, okay, as I said, we'll go backwards. Next is Kotoji, the very dreamy late night feel song that we all enjoyed. And okay, so the line that stood out to me here is love is here and not anywhere else. I found that very cute. And another thing was this song was like written like a conversation. And as I said earlier, it's like it was like a stream of consciousness basically of you telling yourself that it's going to be okay and we're going to make it through the night. But in the song also there was a theme of acknowledgement. So acknowledgement of a problem is usually very difficult. It's a very difficult step in the process of healing, which was tackled in this song. So for you personally, how do you like what advice can you give? How do you acknowledge when something needs to change in your life? What are the things you tell yourself also?
Can I just say I absolutely love that question
Thank
so
you.
much. Like it's so
Thank
thoughtful.
you.
I just have to put that out there. I think and it's actually quite relevant. I don't usually share too much about my personal life, but I have been going through some things as of late in terms of really truly acknowledging when something has changed despite the fact that for so long it seemed like everything was all right, but you don't know what happened, you don't know what caused it to be that way, and it can be very difficult, especially when you still have to maintain like a
Yes, of
good like
course.
stature in front of other people and stuff, when really behind all that it's always at the back of your mind. I think what's very important, which kind of like comes back to the theme of our entire EP, is really you have to find time and a way to cater space for yourself to process everything you're going through. For me, that's late at night, which is why I probably don't sleep very early,
Oh,
but you know,
same,
it's needed,
sis.
right?
Same. I can go up to 4 a.m.
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, me and Lumi have talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
You know how some people after a long day they just crash on their bed, but for us, we genuinely need time to decompress before we can go to bed.
Even though when we're like super tired, we would still need that time to decompress, like maybe 2 hours of just like
Oh my god, I
resting
understand.
up with
Yeah.
what's happening in the world. So
Yeah, and I think it's important to really give yourself that space and time to feel out these situations, because the more you repress, the more you don't acknowledge
true.
it, the bigger an issue it becomes, and sometimes it spirals into something that you don't even know what it's become anymore. So in the early stages, when you're able to acknowledge it, even in your own private time, maybe if you can craft time out to talk to a friend, if that helps, or if you just need to sit and self-reflect, that is so important, and it shouldn't be something that you neglect or think like
Yes.
deal with it another time, another time, another
Oh,
time,
yes.
and then it doesn't come. So yeah.
That's true. That's true. So thank you for your answer. So next up, we'll go with Kiri. And I think this line actually connects to a lot of things that Kotoji said. But in the song Get Well, They'll Get Better, different seasons, it's always been like this. Feels like I'm running in circles even when I did my best. And I think this is such a universal feeling. Everyone has felt like this, like we're running in place or that we're not getting anywhere, no matter how hard we're trying. Now, Kiri, I know that in Singapore, you are a big advocate for mental health. So, how do you encourage people to hold on even in times where it feels like you're running steady or you're running in place?
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
I might have to think a little bit for this one, but I think a lot of the time personally for me, I have been diagnosed with depression since I was very young. And so what I do in Singapore is that I share my stories and I write it into my music. And then I just hope that, it's able to help someone else out there as much as it's helped me. So I think a lot of the time when you're dealing with depression, you kind of run around in circles. You may not have the motivation, the strength to carry on your daily routines, your daily things. And sometimes it's just hard to get up from bed. And so, I think it's very important that we do things that motivates us. Small things, you can set small goals. It doesn't have to be what you want to achieve in 5 years time or what you want to achieve by the end of the year. It can just be something you want to achieve by the end of the day. Maybe getting your laundry done or maybe getting a song written out, whatever it may be that helps you kind of like organize your thoughts and then motivate you to the end of the day. I think I've said this a couple of times in the other interviews, but I did mention how it is very important that you stay positive and treat yourself, Sometimes the motivation has got to come from you, if not from other people. So do what makes you happy, small things, and that will really help, carry you to the next day.
Yeah, it's very important that goals and milestones can be small. They don't always need to be big or grand. So that's something that the audience will definitely take away. Now, Lumi, a while ago, we talked about late nights, and now we're getting into small goals. The line I chose from you is I'm letting go of what was, and now I will have faith in what will be. I said earlier what stood out about your song is the concept of surrendering, which is usually something negative. Here, it was used as means to empower. So, in your late night thinking and with the context of your song as well, how do you quiet your mind in order to let things go and I guess let things be? Since this is something we all struggle with, especially when we were in the pandemic and had so much time to ourselves, and all of a sudden we could think about things we never usually thought about before. So go, take it away.
For me lately, it's just I try to be away from my phone as much as possible at night, but I still use like my laptop or I watch a movie, listen to podcasts, or to be honest, I just play with my dog late at night. I
Best.
always lagi ko siyang kinukulit even though he's sleeping. I'll wake him up and I'm like, no, no, cuddle with me. Yeah, so ang lakas niyang parang boost ng happiness for me. So, as simple as doing your skincare, try to be away
Yeah.
from your gadgets, diba? Give time to yourself. Mag-mask ka, mag-skincare ka lang. It's good for your health then and for your mental health.
That's so true. It really does so much and it works wonders. So now, last but not the least, Trisha for Cracks. This is a song about embracing your imperfections, but I would like to zero in on the line fighting even if it gives you bruises. Now, no one likes getting hurt, but it's a part of life and usually and I think we've been talking about this also. It's something that's very integral to our growth as people. So for you, why should us as people keep fighting? And what do you tell yourself in these moments when you feel like you have to keep going, even if it hurts?
What do I tell myself?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Your questions are really well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello? Okay. There.
If it hurts, even if it's hard. you just be kind.
Just be
And I
kind.
spend a
Of
lot
course.
of time with myself.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time with myself because I'm an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it starts from within that
Mm-hmm.
if you take care of yourself, if you are kind to yourself,
Okay, so parts of your answer are cutting out. There we go.
oh no.
Okay, you're back. You're back.
Is the connection okay?
Yes, we're
Yeah,
good. We're
we're
good.
back.
We're back.
Okay. So I was saying that if you're kind to yourself, you'll be able to radiate that energy to other people as well. You'll be able to share kindness to others as well. You'll be able to fight through the struggles and just enjoy life.
Yes, that's true. So, all five of you gave us very good reminders, very good advice for celebrating the rest of the month and for, of course, maneuvering our lives. Now, I wish we could have more time together. There's still so much I want to ask and want to know about the EP, but you guys have a show. So, please invite everyone to your show, which is happening in just in literally a few minutes, and invite everyone to listen to your EP. The floor is yours before the internet dies.
Hi. Thank you. I know. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for being so patient with
No
us, and
problem.
sorry to everybody once again for our connection. We're actually performing a mini acoustic set here at Empty Stomach BGC. So if you're in the area, please come by and check us out. We're playing a live acoustic set. So it's going to be a fresh take to all our songs. Our My Safe Place EP is out now everywhere, on all digital streaming platforms. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, YouTube. You can even find the music video and lyric videos on Star Music's YouTube channel. You know, we have individual songs as well on top of the group song. And once again, when you listen to it, you're actually also contributing back to our cause for mental health awareness.
Thank you. Thank you so much, girls. Okay. It's time for you guys to run on stage. Break legs. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. All right. So that was fun. It's been a fun evening. Sadly, the internet wasn't on our side today, but they have a show to go to. And if you're in the BGC, I highly recommend going to check them out. The EP is great. All of the girls have very different styles, very unique styles, and the songs really you will find something that will resonate with you, whether it's a line, an entire song. All of them contributed very, very great songs. Somehow the EP also has a flow from cracks all the way to the last song. It felt like a story. So go check it out. I think they'll leave the links below. So thank you for everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you to Mind Ed once again for giving us your slot and helping us make this happen. It's been fun. And as usual, we will see you guys next week. But before that, please allow me to thank a few people first. So thank you to Teo for handling this broadcast and helping me handle things behind the scenes. And of course, to Sir Justin for also contributing so much to making this happen. So thank you once again to our audience for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you next week. So it's almost the end of the month. And next week, we will be joined by Mr. Music, Mr. Jonathan Manalo. He's been behind a lot of the songs that we talked about today and that we've been talking about the past month. So it'll be a great way to end the month. And on that note, thank you also to the Star Music team, especially to Jaffer helping us and putting in so much effort in getting this episode together. So million times thank you. So now don't miss out. Follow us on Instagram at newwave.rk to stay updated. Head over to our Facebook page called New Wave and join the Facebook community group on the page for replays, additional content, engagements, and ways you can get featured on the show. We really want to reboot local finds. So if you're the owner or founder of a small business, please hit us up and we would love to feature you. These are 10 to 15-minute segments about your product, your shop, or your cause. So we would love to see it, especially if you were from the Ateneo community. As always, catch the replay on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM's Facebook page, YouTube, and Twitter Live, all of which go by at Radyo Katipunan. And don't forget that you can also listen to this episode and many more as a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Anchor under the name New Wave. But most of all, they're not here anymore. But I'd like to thank our guests Trisha, Lumi, Kiri, Kotoji, and Marianne for joining us today. I like their songs. You guys, once again, should go check them out. And don't forget that every time you stream their songs, you are also supporting causes for mental health advocates in Singapore and Bantay Bata here in the Philippines. So once again, I'm Max, and when it comes to what's happening, I'll serve you the facts. And this has been New Wave. We'll see you Wednesday, 5 p.m. next week. Bye! If it's entertainment you crave, catch us on New Wave. Surfing through the latest on our shores. Every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. See you there.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insight,